I'm going to read a poem called Death Blooms. It's from a sequence about the Japanese kamikaze pilots. It came about because, first of all, John Spillane has a lovely song called The Cherry Trees about the cherry blossoms. Then my sister-in-law, who is Turkish, grew up in cherry orchards with the blossom every year. And then when I started doing research on blossoms, cherry blossoms, of course I ended up with the kamikaze. So this is the second section of a long poem, and it's called Death Blooms. They call themselves kamikaze, divine wind, same as the typhoon that swept in, saving Japan from the Mongols in 1281. More than 4,000 will die, ramming their bodies at speed into steel, and 4,000 more will be killed. They call those frail craft clutching their sinker bombs onka, cherry blossom, in a kind of blessing. So lovely these blooms that blow in a tempest of petals, like flurries of snow from bare weeping branches, never meant to bear fruit or seeds, only buds opening, falling in the shortest of days. Faces unlined by age, all younger than 24, they pen final letters to their mothers, thanking them for life. I will fall with the cherry blossoms, he writes to her before body crashing into the ship. Breathe deeply, mothers, through birth pains that break you open into joy. Breathe deeply, mothers, through death pangs that crack you open into grief. One son risks disobedience to circle over her house, his onka a homing bird lost, not willing to set course in unnatural migrations. He drops his letter to her, bound in his white scarf. Inside nestles his own tanka. A cherry blossom torn by hand becomes a sacred shield. Only this I know. At home, the many women and various struggle to feel his small hand in theirs again. Not to see the fear along his tight lips when he fell at 5 from the top step. Not to recall him bruised at 10 from defending family honour to thugs. And at 18, the birthday when love became his first shining. Now he sends his letter of courage requesting a visit. His mother holds him to her, helpless, smelling his hair, feeling his quiet breath, a shock on her neck, whispering, I do not yet want to die. A wife, her husband refused entry to the squad because of his young family, cannot stand between him and his deserved glory. With rope, she ties the hand of her 3-year-old daughter to hers, tucks her 1-year-old girl onto her back, and steps into the freezing river, drowning to free him. We go before you and wait for you, she writes. The blossoms sweep north as spring unfolds. Weather forecasts announce Sakura Fubuki, a blizzard of ornamental cherry, opening all at once on the boughs, then gone. Transient, impermanent, the lesson of death. But so much depends on interpretation. Father of kamikaze, Vice Admiral Onishi, named his first unit from a patriotic tanker on cherry blossoms. Yama Sakura, fragrant in the rising sun. At war's end, apologetic for the failure of their sacrifice, choosing a samurai death, he advised survivors to endure the pain like the emperor. You died gracefully, like cherry blossoms, he wrote in his will. So much attention to metaphor, to poetry, the constancy of flowering and its passing away. So much reckless use of belief. Suns blown away, petals to powder in the astonished air. At day's end, only dark pink streaks of cherry dust cross sky's blue face, weeping with the unbearable sadness of war.